What's up, you guys? This past weekend was really amazing. I got to talk to a few clients who have been able to manifest things very fast. For one client, she actually ended up manifesting a engagement in 4 months and also starting a business. And when we talked before, she was did not know exactly what business to start and also how to actually manifest marriage for her and just somebody. She didn't even have a particular person at this time. And so it took her about 4 months to make this happen. And I talked to her, and she really took what we talked about. And she also read books and things like that. But she really took the knowledge and she just really became the new person. So I really want to talk about this really quick because this is really the keys that I picked up, and also just in how to manifest fast. This is what you really need to know. And towards the end of this video, I will share about why manifestation is instant. So make sure you listen to the end. And if you're over on YouTube, thank you so much for returning to the channel. I love you guys. If you're listening over on my podcast on Apple or Spotify, thank you guys so much. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast for more exclusive content. So let's get into this video, you guys. So, how to manifest fast. Everybody wants to know, how do you manifest fast? And the only key that you really need to understand, you guys, is to only tell the news story. Because what we normally do is we are telling the news story, but still bringing over what happened from the past. And I know I keep saying this, but this is really the truth. If you're only telling the new story, it's not that you're denying the fact that another reality exists where you and your SP are not together, where you don't have the money that you desire, where you're not in the career you desire, whatever this is. It's not saying that. It's understanding that you, as I am, really encompass all realities, all versions of yourself. So it's not to say that, oh, this reality needs to change. Is simply turning your attention only on what it is that you want. Because it's not just the fact that we are only telling the new story, you guys. I really want you to take it to the level of understanding that you're telling the life of someone who has a specific state of being. So, what does this mean? You are telling the life of someone who is abundant, who is loved, who is chosen, who is lucky in life, whatever it is. It's not the fact that you're taking this one little story and changing a few things around. It's really a whole shift in your perspective, which is a whole new state of being, which is a whole new you. And so, to be able to really tell the story effectively, the new story that is, one thing that I see that a lot of people really don't do, which is the key, is you have to be willing to let go of the stories of yourself, the past stories, anything from the past, and also the stories that you have of others. Now, if you're manifesting a specific person back, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So you're working on your concept and you're saying that, oh, I'm the person that's always been chosen, always been loved, but then you still have in your mind everything that you believe that they did from that past reality. So how can you be in this new reality, someone who's always been loved, always been chosen, and you and this person have always had an amazing relationship, but you're still thinking of them from being that person in a whole nother reality, a whole nother version, that this new person, it would have never happened to them. So that's what I want you to understand, is to drop all stories, even your money problem stories if you're manifesting abundance, even your job circumstances with your managers, your bosses, whatever this is. Because what you don't understand, you guys, is the fact that you are manifesting to tell the life of whatever state of being you're in. So if you're coming from lack and thinking that you're not chosen, it does not matter how it shows up in form. It shows up to show you the life of someone who is unlucky in love, not chosen, not abundant, whatever this is. And it expands over into your whole life the longer that you stay in that state of being. So it's to detach from what's appearing and to understand that what is appearing is only coming up from your state of being. So whatever's appearing out here in the 3D world is only appearing from the state of being that you believe that you're in. All right. So, willing to let go of all of the stories, the past stories, any story that can make you feel or reminisce about something that that happened to you in only one reality, is to really abandon that reality, abandon that old self. Let those thoughts bury the dead reality, you guys. Let those old thoughts that that person had when they weren't who they desired to be, let those old thoughts bury that old reality. The more you keep choosing to only focus on the new story that you're in love, that you've always been abundant, and you only tell that no matter what, then that old reality dies and those old thoughts, they die out because you no longer are putting your awareness on them. All right. So it's really truly also about accepting the present moment. And the reason why you're accepting the present moment is because that is all that there is in this now moment. Either you're recreating from bringing past thoughts, past stories of others into the present moment, and you're filtering what's appearing and what's showing up now through that experience. So you're either recreating similar realities or you're only telling the story, the new story of someone whose life has always been abundant or who has always been loved, always been chosen, and that's what you're going to see throughout your life. So, this present moment has everything within it, you guys. So, one thing that I noticed that a lot of people do who manifest fast is this is something that I tell you guys all the time, but I don't think you really understand what I mean when I say this. So, what I mean when I say accepting that the thoughts and the doubts that they will always be there. They will always be there. They'll never leave. Negative thoughts, perceive positive thoughts, they will never leave. Why is this? Because, you guys, again, you exist in all realities. Every thought that arises or every emotion that arises is an invitation for either confirmation of who you're being or an invitation for you to play in the game of separation. Every moment of now is to confirm who I am being, that yes, I am abundant. Yes, I choose to see abundance. Yes, I choose to see love. Yes, I choose to see my desires. Yes, I choose to see this. Or it's every moment to confirm, okay, I don't like that. And because this thought is appearing, I'm going to take it and I'm going to say, like, I need to change and fix this thought. So now you're buying into the separation. So just because thoughts arise, they have no meaning in themselves, you guys. Remember, we filter them through our state of being, which brings about a story or a belief and a feeling and emotion about who we are in relation to the thought or the appearance. So it's all about your state of being, you guys. Whatever your state of being is. So if you're filtering what someone says to you, it could just be something as simple like on your job, something someone says simple, but you are coming from the state of lack. You are operating out of a state of lack. And it could have just been something simple, but you took it and then you ruminated it and you filtered it through the state of lack and you said, oh, what they were really saying was, I'm not good enough. And then you believed it in. Now you're buying into more separation and you see how it continues. You see how it continues. And then it goes over your whole life. You start believing in lack in all of your reality. Your whole reality will show what it is for someone who believes in lack. So, again, why is manifestation instant, you guys? Why is it instant? And I really want to talk about this. Manifestation is instant because your perception shifts. Your perception and your perspective of yourself and the present moment shifts. So, when you are seeking, again, through the state of lack, and now you're seeing through that state, you were seeing through the state of lack, but now you're choosing to see through the state of abundance. You, as the operant power, has to choose to see from abundance. So it's no longer just allowing whatever's appearing for you to take it on and just say that this is mine. This is for you to be conscious of the thoughts that you entertain or that you give life, give power to. So you're choosing to see abundance. And so you keep choosing to see abundance because you're choosing the new story again. So, no matter what's appearing in this present moment, you can choose to see what you want to see, and it's instant because your perception of yourself and your state of being should be shifting. And the only way you're going to do that is if you drop all of the stories, if you don't bring anything from the past to the present moment. And this is why you have to be conscious of the state of being that you are residing in, because you have to choose to be conscious of the thoughts and the emotions, because you want to think and emote from that state, from the new state. And the last thing I want to share with you guys when it comes to how to manifest fast and why it's possible and how other people have done it. And one thing they don't do is they don't limit or filter their manifestations. So, example, if it's a SP that they're manifesting, of course, they want the relationship with the SP, but they choose to actually see from the state of love. So, what does this do? This opens them up to love from every relationship, from every aspect of their life. So, it becomes a total transformation. Same thing with abundance. So, some people get this confused when it comes to abundance. They only filter what they perceive as abundance through money. And so, when you're restricting and having all of these thoughts and these feelings about money, about just you only see abundance through money, you can't possibly see through the state of abundance at that point because you're just seeing it only in money. And so, when that resistance, you put all this pressure on money to be the abundance, that you're not seeing that your abundance is your whole life. So, your relationships again, your career that feels meaningful, you living a wonderful, good life, having fun, doing all the things. Your abundance is in your life itself, you guys. So, one thing that people do that manifests fast is they don't try to filter it. Yes, they have the intention of having the relationship, having their desired job, and they most likely get it, but they are not filtering the experience of which they could have the love and the abundance through. And so this is allowing that higher power to work through you. This is allowing yourself to be one with the source that you already are. And you're not saying that it has to come just through this certain way, but you're open to living the life of someone who is abundant, someone who's always been chosen, someone who is in love, whatever this is, you guys, someone who is rich, wealthy. You're seeing it in your whole life, you guys. So that's why you don't limit it or try to filter it so much through this one little just filter, because that's just one story. But what is the story telling? Think about it. What is the story telling? The story of someone who is in a loving relationship with their SP is telling the story of someone who is in a state of love, someone who is expressing I am as love. So it's telling the life story of someone who is in a state of love. You get what I'm saying? So it's no longer just about the story. Of course, you tell the new story, but you're telling the new story to confirm the state of being, because you don't just want to just have just a relationship. You want to live a life full of love. You want to live a life full of abundance. So stop being so focused on this one little filter or this form that you're trying to manifest, and expand yourself to hold the capacity for love, for abundance, you guys. This is how you manifest fast. It's a total transformation for this state of being. You're now telling the life of someone who has the state of being that you desire. So that's what I want you guys to understand. Not to put your stock into the form or what 3D is showing you, but for you to choose, because you are the chooser. You're the one telling the story here. You're the one telling the life of someone who is abundant, healthy, wealthy. You're also either telling the story of someone who is in lack, someone who is poor, someone who doesn't have or is never lucky in life. And you're telling that, and it shows up in stories and in forms. So it's not that you're upset because the form is showing you something. You're not upset that you feel lack because you have no money. No, like you have no money because like you felt that lack. You definitely felt that lack first. You chose the state of lack before it showed up in your money, before it showed up in your relationships, before it showed up in everything else. Remember, the world is going off of you, going off of your state of being. So I want you guys to understand that once you understand that it's all about you and who you're being, you only get who you're being. Understand this. It's not about the forms out here. The forms are going to appear. The forms are going to appear. The form that you want will appear with your specific person, but you have to open up the capacity to hold the state of being in every area of your life, not just that one, because you're putting all that pressure on that one being, that one state, though, just your specific person changing, that's that specific situation changing, but then nothing else changing. No, it's a total transformation of who you are being. Okay. So I want you guys to understand that. And again, about the doubts and the thoughts, let's talk about that one more minute before I hop off of here. The doubts and the thoughts are always going to be there, you guys. They are. They just are. And come on, what do you think is going to happen? What do you really think is going to happen when you've been in a state of lack so long and all of a sudden you say, you know what? I choose to see abundance. I choose to see abundance. Remember, everything that appears here is welcome to appear. And of course, if you've been in a state of doubt so long, you've confirmed it over and over and over every time you've reacted to anything that appears and filtered it through the lens of lack. Of course, it's going to ramp up. Of course, you're going to see more things that are going to try to make you feel like you're in a state of lack. Of course, it's going to happen because it's fighting for you to stay in that illusion. That's what the 3D world does. It pulls you out into the experience. So you don't feel like you're the observer. You feel like the 3D is in control. But you, as the operant power, are the decider. You are the perceiver. And you allow that higher power, that formless awareness to work through you to form into whoever and whatever you desire. And when you're filtering through that lack and you're seeing the things of the lack, no matter what form they appear in, when you react to it, you're not understanding that you're reacting to yourself. You are reacting and fighting with yourself. And it's funny because you don't realize that you're fighting yourself, but you're really resisting. You're resisting the state of being that you've decided to be in. That's why when you're indifferent to what you've created, your own state of being, this is all you. This is a game of your energy, you guys. This is your state of being, your energy that you are having this experience with. So when you're neutral about what you've created, no matter what form it appeared in, and you put your attention onto only telling the new story for the person who has the state of being, the life that you want, of course you're going to win. But you're being the operant power. You're choosing. You're the chooser. You get up every day and you choose. And the 3D reality must conform. But your perspective has to be on the new stories, only telling the story of someone who's abundant, only telling the story of someone who's always been chosen, only telling the story of someone who's always been loved. And choose to see that in every area of your life, you guys. That's where the shift happens instantly. You're not holding on to anything from a particular state that you no longer want, but you're also not judging and condemning and trying to change what is because you've created it and you exist in that reality as well. Again, source isn't personal, it welcomes all experiences. So, you as the operant power, all you need to do is choose to put your awareness on what you want and only tell the story in the life of someone who has that state of being. This is it. This is why manifestation is instant, because you're not looking back. You're only looking on what you want. All right. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Like, share, and subscribe if you're watching over on YouTube. If you're listening over on my podcast, I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for subscribing. And yeah, if you would like a phone or email session with me to help you with your situation, it's down in the description box below. You can find it in the link with everything else. Don't forget to now download the freebies and also follow us over on Discord for group discussions. All right. And remember, imagination is always on your side, and I'm too. Bye.